Hello everybody, make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video where you guys can learn how you can win one of these awesome Main Street plaques supplied to me by Ye Olde Prop Shop. I'll have more information at the end of the video for you guys, but in the meantime, enjoy the video.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Disneyland is a special place, a place we all hold very dear in our hearts. From its humble beginnings as a plot of land used to grow orange trees to its opening day on July 17, 1955, Disneyland has been delighting guests of all shapes, sizes, ages, and genders for over 60 years. But recently, I've seen a lot of people complaining that they're changing their memory of Disneyland, that they're changing their childhood by removing certain attractions, lands, or changing parts of other attractions. So today I've decided to take a look at the Disney parks and how they're changing and to see if people's complaints about the Disney parks changing too much or too quickly are valid. Now please remember to keep in mind that these are just my opinions. If you think they're ruining Disneyland forever and you're never gonna go again, that's fine. So without any further ado everybody, let's get right into it. Is Disneyland changing too much? Recently, I posted this same question on Twitter, and I got a lot of mixed responses, but one response stood out above the rest, one that was more prominent than the others. I mean, yeah, Disneyland is changing, and it's changing pretty quick, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Now, change happens, and it happens frequently, and whenever change happens, people are bound to be scared of it. People don't really like change. Now, here's a look at the old YouTube layout. I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, it's got everything you need. It's got penguins, it's got the Mozilla Firefox logo in the corner. All right, now here's the new version of YouTube. Today, the 2018 version. I took this one today. Doesn't look as good, does it? Or does it look better? Alright, here's another example. Now here behind me you can see that we have a classic opening day Disney California Adventure attraction, one that is well loved by many people. And now we go to the new attraction. Ew, gross, look at that. Walt Disney would be rolling in his grave if he could see this. Sorry about this. Ladies and gentlemen, it has actually been brought to my attention that I actually mixed up the descriptions for those two attractions. I'm sorry about that. Just let that one slide. It's a mistake on my part. Now, for those unaware, I actually made this chart a little while ago. It's something that I like to call the Disneyland cycle of outrage. You see, it starts here with Disney announcing a new rider land is replacing an older rider land. Let's take Guardians of the Galaxy as an example. The fans of this land or attraction, of course, are outraged. How could you be changing the Tower of Terror into a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction? It's literally the best ride at California Adventure. The new attraction or land opens and it's immediately a smash hit. Everybody loves it. Whether you're a tourist or you're a local, everybody can come together and agree that the new land maybe wasn't too bad after all. You see, everybody, it is perfectly okay to be afraid or nervous about change. It's natural. It's what we humans do. We hate change. Whether we're moving to a new country or Pirates of the Caribbean is getting a new auction scene, it all comes down to us being afraid of change. But of course, I hear the arguments. They're only doing it for the sake of political correctness. They're only doing it for the sake of Marvel Land. Are my children going to be able to experience Disneyland the same way I did when I was a child? And these are all very valid questions. All right, now everybody, let's just close our eyes. All right, everybody, close your eyes. I promise I'm not going to show anything on the screen. Not again. That was an overplayed joke. All right, everyone, just close your eyes and let's picture Pirates of the Caribbean. Right? You watch Pirates of the Caribbean, the movies. You go on Pirates of the Caribbean, the attraction. You love Pirates of the Caribbean. You get the news that, hey, they're changing Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. They're removing the best scene in the ride. Let's say they're removing the cave scene. They're taking the cave scene completely out, the part at the beginning of the attraction at both Disney World and Disneyland. They're taking that out completely and they're replacing it with a long black corridor. Now, at first, this news sounds terrible. I don't like long black corridors. Black corridors are scary, and I'm afraid of the dark. But then you learn there's going to be things on the wall. There's going to be stuff. There's going to be more to the dark corridor than you think. You didn't know about the Imagineering behind the scenes when they first announced the change. Now, let's look at the auction scene, for example. The auction scene in the new Pirates of the Caribbean is, it's divisive, to say the least. Now, needless to say, this new scene you might have heard has gotten a lot of people a little bit upset. Just for those who didn't know, they're changing the auction scene in the future at Disneyland. They've already done it at Walt Disney World, so instead of auctioning off women for brides, they're auctioning off items for, pirates to buy. The redhead herself is now a pirate, and she is second in command, of course, to the auctioneer, and they are now auctioning off hens as a clever jab to the previous auction scene. I think the main mistake people make when looking at ride changes or land changes is that they don't look deeper into the theming of the land. Would I say it's a good thing that they're changing the auction scene in Pirates of the Caribbean? I could go either way. Am I sad that they're changing a classic part of the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction? Yeah, I'm upset that I'll never be able to experience it the same way ever again. But do I understand why they're changing it? Yeah, it's kind of understandable. The Pirates of the Caribbean auction scene change is something that I can look at and say, yeah, I get it. I'm sad, but, I get it. The next category of things I can kind of understand people being upset about is Pixar Pier. Now, hear me out. Now, I'm as excited for Pixar Pier as the next guy, but it seems like Disney didn't really take their time with this one. Now, my good friend Matthew Gatula on Twitter raised some good points. It seems like theming with Pixar Pier, Disney didn't really put a whole lot of thought into it. It was just kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision. I'm willing to give Disney the benefit of the doubt and say Pixar Pier will have theming and backstory when it opens. We don't know it obviously right now because it's not open, but there's always the chance that it won't and it'll be kind of disjointed from the rest of DCA. Now again, I'm not saying Pixar Pier will be bad, I'm just saying maybe Disney didn't try hard enough with this one. Just remember that jumping to conclusions isn't always the best thing to do, and we should probably wait until the land opens before we start judging it on how, terribly themed it is, because who knows, it might change by the time it's opened. Now one of the attractions I would say is immune to this right now is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. Obviously it makes no sense being in the middle of Hollywood land, the red car trolley goes right in front of it. It really makes no thematic sense. But we know that in the future, a Marvel Land is coming, and maybe it'll make the theming of Guardians of the Galaxy make sense because there's going to be a Spider-Man ride and an Avengers ride, and the whole area soon to be around it will make sense thematically. Just really, really doesn't right now. Now, an example of theming I think they did correctly is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Whether you like it or you don't like it so much, you can acknowledge that the theming and the backstory are both there, and it's got a very gradual transition from Fantasyland or Frontierland, whichever way you're coming into Galaxy's Edge, and that just works for the land. I just think it's a little foolish just to immediately have a knee-jerk reaction and hate Disney for changing something that you don't think needs changing. Who knows, it might really, really need the change. So to reiterate what I said at the beginning of this video, is Disneyland changing a little too much? Possibly. It's changing a lot and really quickly, but is that a bad thing? No, not really. It can be a great thing. It just comes down to your mindset and whether or not you're willing to accept the fact that Disneyland might not always be the same park it was when you were growing up. Now again, I'm not one to tell you how to feel when it comes to Disneyland. Everyone experiences the park in their own way. But just remember to look at changes with an open mind and, heck, be excited for them. I know I am. Alright, that's enough of that for today. Would you, yes, you, dear viewer, be interested in winning one of these 4 amazing Disneyland entryway plaques? Well, boy, do I have the contest for you. My great friends over at Ye Olde Prop Shop have sent me these 4 Disneyland entryway plaques to give away in a contest. One of them is life-size. Now, I bet you're asking yourself, well, these plaques look amazing. How would I enter to win one? And that's a great question. All you would have to do is go over to my Patreon and become a patron. Even just $1 will be enough to enter you into the contest, which closes on March 31st. And hey, don't even worry, if you don't win the contest, you can just go over to Ye Olde Prop Shop's website and buy one for yourself. You can hang it up on your wall or above a doorway and tell everybody that here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. Choose from this or tons of other items at yeoldepropshop.myshopify.com. And of course, best of luck to everybody in the contest. Hello everybody, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope nobody got too upset by this one. This was just, again, my opinion, and if you hate Pixar Pier or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge or Mission Breakout, that's completely fine, you know? Now please remember to follow me on Twitter if you guys would like more updates when it comes to, the channel or new videos that I'm making. It's really handy to just follow me on Twitter. You get some more up-to-date updates, I suppose, regarding my life and the videos that are coming up on the channel. Also, don't be afraid to join the conversation on the Offhand Disney Discord. I'll have a link for that in the description as well. And be sure to catch me on Matterhorn Matt's podcast. I'm going to be doing Jeopardy with him and Rob Plays this week, actually tomorrow. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. Other than that, just remember that I will be in Disneyland from April 17th through the 20th. If you guys would like to hang out or say hi, I would love to do that with you guys. But aside from all of that, thank you all so much for watching the video. I had a great time making it. I hope you had a great time watching it. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.